will be against Daniel Dubois. It just won't be February 22nd. And when people say, oh, he's missed the boat, he's this, come on, stop the bullshit. What's the biggest fight out there for Daniel Dubois? Froch, he's one of the hardest men I've ever met.
I just think after round 5, 6, Daniel Dubois' chance goes. Chance to land something big and stay on him. So his chance is early. No matter how fit and strong you are and how much training you've done, after about 4 or 5 rounds you get flat-footed and you start...
AJ, I'm ready for
I was starting to wonder if there was a drug test problem. He's failed that, gone quiet, and he's just like, I don't know, waiting for some kind of announcement. Because I always think that, why would you go quiet?
Yeah.
After pulling out of a fight like that, was a great fight with Parker.
Yeah.
That would have been good. It would have been a good win for him if he'd have got the win.
Massive.
Whatever. But Daniel Dubois...
Eddie Hearn joining Carl Froch and dropping a bold prediction makes this fight feel even bigger. Yes, Dubois has raw punch power, but timing is everything, and that's where Moses Itauma holds the advantage. Itauma's composure, ring IQ, and maturity at such a young age make him the smarter pick.
Pro boxing fans, we are here in Riyadh. Eddie Hearn, looking very slim today. Yeah, you are here.
Training hard. I like it out here because the time zone's a bit weird for me. I always struggle with this time zone, like I wake up late, but I just feel like...
And speaking of confidence, Moses himself broke down why he believes his skill set is already world-class. This is Moses Itauma's confidence, shining through ring IQ, footwork, skill. He already sees himself among the very best, even comparing favorably with Usyk. Unlike Dubois, who folds under pressure, Moses wants to test himself, learn and grow. That hunger makes him dangerous beyond measure.
I know any heavyweight has enough force, has enough power, has enough pressure to cause damage to me. So that's why it's just the safest way to not get tested.
On the other side, Dubois is talking about new goals and ambitions, but his track record tells a different story. Dubois speaks of goals and belts, but talk is cheap. Time and again, under the brightest lights, he's crumbled. Grinding in the gym is one thing, but translating that into elite-level composure is another. Against Moses Itauma, confidence alone won't be enough. Skill and mentality will decide it.
A couple of things we've added, but on the fight night, you'll see if them come to fruition. Right now, it's the hard work, the grind in the gym, the everyday sort of work, and just keeping on top of it is what I'm doing right now.
Johnny Nelson exposes the cracks in Dubois' foundation. If you can't take control of your own camp, how do you control a fight at elite level? That weakness has shown time and again. Moses Itauma, in contrast, runs his career with maturity well beyond his years.
But when you get to elite level, you can't get away with it. I don't think Daniel has the capability, strength in regards to talking to his dad or standing up to his dad or standing up to that setup. I don't think he has the strength to do that, and which is why it will always hold him back. You got to look. This is personal business, so I don't know the ins and outs of it. Caroline, she, as far as I know, she doesn't work with her dad. There must be a reason for that.
And Adam Smith gave his own measured take, highlighting exactly where Moses stands compared to the division's elite. Adam Smith makes a fair call. Moses isn't fully polished yet, but even now he's capable of beating most of the division. Dubois is mentioned, but let's be real. Dubois is crumbled under the brightest lights, while Moses continues to rise. Skill for skill, Itauma's ceiling is far higher.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. Now, the top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet. Could he beat them tomorrow? Possibly.
Duke McKenzie highlights what makes this fight special. It's not just two heavyweights colliding. It's a generational event. Young fans see Moses Ito win CIUATRD, while older fans know Dubois as the man who often fails when tested. That clash of reputations makes the stakes even higher.
Let's get that right. However, the intrigue that surrounds this fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this
3
fight.
generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
I mean, they're so excited about it.
Adam.
And Frank Warren, as ever, had his say about Dubois' immediate future and the kind of opponents lined up for him. Frank Warren talks about Dubois fighting top 10 opposition, but the truth is, he's already been exposed at world level. The idea of pushing him back into the spotlight feels more like rebuilding than true ambition. Meanwhile, Moses Itauma isn't just aiming to compete, he's aiming to dominate.
But you would like to make it, yeah, sorry.
I'd like to do, yeah. And we'll see, but he'll fight somebody in the top 10. And we've also got, coming back, Daniel, which would be.
And Dubois himself spoke next, insisting things will be different this time. But fans have heard that story before. Dubois says things will be totally different this time. But how many times have we heard that before? The truth is, at elite level, fighters rarely change overnight. Dubois has a history of folding when the pressure gets real, and no speech can erase that. Moses Itauma, on the other hand, doesn't just talk change, he shows it in the ring. His composure, natural talent, and hunger for growth make him the more trustworthy pick. While Dubois talks about knowing himself better, Itauma already carries himself like a complete fighter, proving maturity beyond his years. Fans are tired of promises, they want results, and when the bell rings, Itauma is far more likely to deliver.
I'm pissed off as well, but shit happens and it's one of them things.
Suspicious, talking about the Usyk fight already. Do you have a response to Team Parker, Daniel?
Yeah, that was none of my plans. My plan was to go out there and stop his fight at Parker, go through him. So, there was no plan behind this. This just happened, and if he wants proof and everything, go and ask the border control doctor that came and saw me. But everyone talking, I just want to silence all of that, but I'm just ready to go now. I want to fight everyone.
This is Moses Itauma's honesty and self-awareness shining through. Unlike Dubois, who often hides behind excuses, Moses admits what he hasn't yet experienced, deep waters in the later rounds. That's not weakness, it's maturity. He recognizes his skill set, even daring to say it surpasses Usyk's, but acknowledges where growth is needed. That humility mixed with confidence makes him so dangerous. Compare that to Dubois, who avoids accountability and constantly repeats next time will be different. Itauma is chasing challenges to evolve, while Dubois is stuck chasing redemption. When a fighter openly embraces development like this, it shows a mindset geared for greatness. That's why Moses looks like the future, while Dubois looks like the past.
We're just looking at fights to kind of get me into that later round, because I feel like with Usyk, I feel like I've got a better skill set than him, but I feel like towards the later rounds, he'll just outdo me, because I've never been in that sort of fight.
Even Frank Warren couldn't escape commenting on the confusion and politics surrounding these matchups. Frank Warren's words reveal the chaos outside the ring that often clouds Dubois' career. Legal disputes, board issues, excuses. It's a constant circus, and while Dubois' path is littered with setbacks and uncertainty, Moses Itauma's rise is refreshingly straightforward. Hard work, dedication, and results. Fans don't want endless politics. They want fighters who prove it where it matters most, inside the ropes. Warren's comment highlights how Dubois is often surrounded by noise that distracts from his performances. Itauma, in contrast, keeps it clean, no drama, no excuses, just progress. That difference in professionalism will matter when the spotlight shines brightest. In truth, Dubois feels weighed down by baggage, while Moses looks destined to write history on his own terms.
Let the penny drop that the fight could never go forward. And some of the stuff that's come out since about people being, the board being sued and something and so forth is just a non-runner. It's crazy. The fact.
Adam Smith then broke down exactly why Moses is such a puzzle for heavyweights to solve. Adam Smith describes Moses Itauma perfectly. He's a nightmare puzzle for heavyweights. Quick feet, sharp distance control, and blistering speed make him dangerous from every angle. If you throw, he counters. If you hesitate, he hunts you down. That versatility is rare in modern heavyweights. Compare that with Dubois, whose game is one-dimensional, relying almost entirely on brute power. Once you nullify his straight shots, he runs out of ideas. Moses, however, adapts. He forces mistakes, capitalizes on openings, and breaks opponents down methodically. This is why so many analysts believe he's destined for the very top. He doesn't just fight opponents, he solves them. Against someone like Dubois, who struggles under pressure, Itauma's intelligence and footwork could turn it into a clinical showcase.
But Moses is that his feet and his distance and his range is so good, and he's so quick that if you commit to the punches, you're going to get countered. And if you don't, you're going to get backed up and taken out. So it's a real puzzle. There's not many heavyweights that are southpaws. Obviously, Alexander Usyk is, but he's moved up into that domain, and that's
Tony Bellew captures the scale perfectly. This fight has captured the imagination of fans like no other. 3 generations are watching, and the hype is real. But let's be honest, it's not because of Dubois. He's been here before and failed. The excitement comes from Moses Itauma, the fresh face, the prodigy everyone believes can become the next heavyweight superstar. Bellew calls it the biggest fight this country's ever seen, and much of that weight rests on Moses carrying the hopes of the future. Dubois brings power, sure, but Itauma brings skill, charisma, and the aura of inevitability. That's why fans are invested, not to see if Dubois redeems himself, but to witness the rise of Moses Itauma.
This fight's just gone took another toll.
It's absolutely grabbed the public interest now to another level, isn't it?
This is quite simply the biggest fight this country's ever seen.
It's going to be huge.
And as emotions soared, things turned ugly when Dubois showed clear disrespect toward Moses. And here's the moment that really turned heads. Daniel Dubois outright disrespecting Moses Itauma. Instead of focusing on training, discipline, and proving himself in the ring, Dubois stooped to cheap shots and arrogance. It speaks volumes about where his mindset is. Disrespect is the language of insecurity, and Dubois has shown it time and again whenever he feels threatened. Moses, meanwhile, didn't need to trade insults. His poise and professionalism already sent a message. At just 19, he's displaying maturity beyond Dubois his years, which is exactly why fans believe in him. When a fighter shows composure under disrespect, it's a sign of true confidence. Dubois might talk louder, but Moses is the one who'll let his fists do the talking on fight night. And that difference, class versus chaos, could prove to be the decisive factor when these two finally meet.
It wouldn't surprise me, but like I say, I don't see there's any harm in it. It didn't bring the sport into disrepute in any way. This is the show business world that we live in. There's the fight game and then there's the fight business. And from the business perspective, that's probably just sold another 1 million tickets worldwide to people to watch this fight.
This fight is bigger than just Dubois versus Itauma. It's about the future of British heavyweight boxing. For Daniel Dubois, this is a do-or-die moment. Lose here and his career as a genuine contender could collapse completely. He's already been labeled as mentally fragile, someone who cracks under fire, and if a 19-year-old Moses Itauma dismantles him, that reputation will stick forever. All of Dubois' talk about belts and redemption will mean nothing if he can't back it up when it counts. On the flip side, for Moses Itauma, this is the launchpad to superstardom. A win here against an established name would catapult him into the world conversation, proving that his youth, skill, and composure are more than enough to dismantle the old guard. He represents a new era. Sharp, intelligent, hungry. Dubois relies on power, but Moses has power plus ring IQ plus the mentality of a champion in the making. The question is simple: are we about to witness the rise of a new king, or can Dubois finally silence the critics and shock us all? Drop your predictions below. Are you Team Moses, or do you believe Dubois pulls off the upset?